know what's happening. Good evening, everyone. Today is Monday, it's the 2nd of May, 2022, and I will be covering very briefly certain topics that are coming up on a number of social media chat boxes in private messaging. And I think it's once and for all, I need to rip the plaster off. I'm going to do a very brief introduction. I was with a company called AIYellow.com for a period since 2011. I got very politely expelled in December this year for asking those very ugly questions like, please, can we have financial reports for the Global Digital Cooperative? What is happening with the patronage shares? And my third question was, please, can the official registration papers of the company of Global Digital Co-op be publicly displayed? Apparently, those are the questions that cannot be asked of the management. And as you can see, I started a certain movement of information, because over the months, what came up is that because we were split in different languages, we were played actually against each other. What I mean by this, that in a Spanish-speaking webinars, the English-speaking group was presented as we going and we doing and we shakers and we movers. This is how the English team was presented to the Spanish team, and mid-term on an English-speaking webinar, as you can imagine, the roles were reversed. We were told that we, the bunch that doesn't grab the concept, and the Spanish and the Portuguese are really with it and going strong. So my biggest aim of starting the GDC reality check movement was not to take the company down, is to actually hold the company accountable to what they promised in the white papers, to get the company, as the name shows by itself, Global Digital Cooperative, to be actually run as an cooperative, not as a private company. Because as you know, we were sold certain membership with the promise that something will be done. And as you experience so far, there are decisions that are being made without the members' participation. Okay, so this is really my biggest gripe. It wasn't anything personal. It wasn't anything to take the company down. It was simply to get the cooperative to be run as a cooperative, and on top of it, for the cooperative to come up and deliver on what they promised. One of the biggest gripes that we all have, and there are people in the room who are either yellow trading coin investors, as well as most probably city directors. So whoever you are, you're going to draw your own conclusions. I'm not here to point you in a certain directions. I'm here expressing my opinion. I'm here to point out certain things that you should keep an eye on in powers to be. All right, so as a member of AIYellow.com, I was a city director. I own a number of companies. I had certain issues, how the city directorship was run. I was one of the first people who signed up to BOI program, which was a city director's program with a bigger benefit, because I firmly believe that that was the right way to grow the company, grow the awareness, and really grow the company as such. Okay, now, yellow trading coin, when it comes to question, what is happening with it was that it went through changes, but the original white paper, as it was understood by most, was that it was a cryptocurrency in the making, and it will be listed on an exchange. Due to the lack of information and clear explanation from the companies, nobody bothered to explain to us that it will be listed on a private exchange. So we were all counting to be listed on a yellow trading coin, to be listed on a public exchange. And this is where the biggest uproar came about. That even though every Monday we see how the yellow trading coin increases in value, hence theoretically we really increase the value of our investment, but we cannot actually sell it. We cannot turn it into any other cryptocurrency. We cannot do anything with it, really and truly. I don't know if you've got different experience. When I stop recording, we can talk about this in, in a closed circle. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a background here. Over the last 2 years, I was one of those big mouths for ZoidPay as well, where I was telling people to treat ZoidPay almost like a learning curve of what will be happening when a cryptocurrency will go through the channels and will be listing on public exchanges. Due to popular belief and emails that I'm getting, okay, I always was an advocate for ZoidPay to be a learning curve of what would be happening if yellow trading coin would take most probably the right way of listing on a public exchange at the time when it promised, which was 1st of March 2020. So I hope you guys are getting this. The next step, and this is what I learned from ZoidPay, as well as being dragged into cryptocurrency field, what is happening is that in the pre-ICO stages, and what I learned as well is that there is professional ICO cryptocurrency hunters, that they do nothing else but really try to score cryptocurrency for nothing by sharing the links, whatever else, alternatively buying cryptocurrency at peanuts, like at 1 cent or 2 cents or 3 cents in the pre-ICO stages. And when obviously cryptocurrency is listing, then this whole ball game changes. But what I learned as well is that in the pre-ICO stages, when the company is pre-selling the tokens or cryptocurrencies, they collecting money. This is really what it is. What happens in our case, or Global Digital Cooperative case, the GMs, the general managers, had a certain amount of brokers underneath them, and the brokers went out and sold to the public. And the GMs were actually buying cryptocurrency from the company with Bitcoins or Ethereum. At least in my case, I bought it with Bitcoin. So I paid Bitcoin. Every single cryptocurrency that hopes to list on a public exchange needs to have some kind of a backup of assets. They need to have assets stored somewhere. So what happens is in the pre-ICO stages, they collect the Bitcoins, Ethereums, any other, shall we say, cryptocurrency or fiat money in their portfolio that is allocated to nothing else but to show the security of the coins. If that makes sense to you guys, just press 1. If it doesn't, I'll get over this again, but I'm kind of hoping to really explain it as simple as I can. And right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to be sharing my screen with you because I want you to see what's happening on the yellow trading coin, because I want you to draw your own conclusions. I bought all the cryptocurrencies, which is all the yellow trading coin, through my Luna account in that I have, and I handed the money over. And this is the first thing which at the time I did not know. So if anything else, I'm actually grateful to Global Digital Co-op for the education of what to look out for next. So this is what I've done. I bought certain amount of currencies that were distributed later on to the investors. And it was deposited, in my case, to 6 different accounts. Right here, as you can see, those are the accounts. So now, what I'm going to be showing you next is that there is a website called Bitcoin Who is Who, where you can track almost any address that you possibly can. So if someone had a Bitcoin address, it will be, you can actually trace it quite easily. And as you can see, I traced all of those addresses beforehand. So I came up with certain numbers. Fast forward a couple of days, and I'm just going to click on the first address. Okay, and I'm going to go search here. And this is what you're going to see. This is the address. Okay. This is the current balance, which is 0. There was 240 transactions. First transaction was done on 19th of October, 2018. Keeping in mind that the official launch and the first really movement of selling yellow trading coin in a pre-ICO stages opened up on the 15th of October, 2018. So on the 19th, they created the account. The last transaction was done on 18th of April, 2019. So, you know, a little bit later. And this is the fun part when it starts. You can actually see all the repeated addresses, which is going to be becoming very useful later on in tracing down the money. But what you're going to see, website appearances 0, total received. There was 79.94 whatever Bitcoins received only into this one account, which is equal at the current, shall we say, at the current Bitcoin price at $3 million? Yes, $3 million. All right, this is only one account. So if we're going to go to next account, it's pretty much the same story. Again, last outputs. Now, to trace those assets by a normal person like me, without the technical equipment, without the technical know-how, is really time consuming. And this is what I'm pushing to get SEC involved. SEC is the Security Exchange Commission in USA, because GDC is an American-based company. And they have the equipment and know-how, and they can trace where the money is, who cashed it, within fraction of the time that it's going to take me. And to give you an example, I tried, shall we say, tracing the smallest account, and it took me over 3 months to track only one transaction, okay, one, on the smallest accounts, which had only 4 Bitcoins on this thing. And now here we're talking about 240 transactions. So you can just imagine what kind of tech needs to be involved to trace the assets. But what brings me down to it is that all the assets can be traced. That just cannot be traced by me. I don't have the skill, but it can be done. And what brings it back to the next thing, that if you're going to be looking at this account, right now, they're actually 0, which means that whatever the general managers paid to Global Digital Cooperative in good faith for them to use their money to either build the company and to bring a real value of those yellow trading coins to light, right now, they're nowhere visible. And this is why I was pushing for the financial reports of Global Digital Cooperative. Because that way, the company would have to report that, yes, we took those 80 Bitcoins out of the account. However, we invested them into certain projects that right now they bring 10% return on our investments. That right now, those are our assets, that we bought those assets at the time for $100. Right now, they're worth $105. So financial results and publicly available financial results of the cooperative should be published from us members to know where the assets of the company are. And as a premium or premium elite member, I believe that it is a full right to know where the assets of the cooperative are and how they're being used. We have as members, because it's not a private company, we've got the right to do this. So what I'm showing you this right now is why I am so concerned and why am I making so much noise and why am I dedicating so much of my time and effort and energy to almost force Global Digital Cooperative to show where the money is. I don't have a problem that top management is being paid. I've got no issues that they employ people who take care of stuff on a daily basis and they are being paid. All what I'm saying is that you cannot tell me that all the money is being spent and there is no asset of it. There is nothing in those accounts. That the company, and this is only what I could prove, okay, that 254 Bitcoins that the company received over the period of 2018, 19, and 20 are nowhere to be found. Okay, so those are the reasons behind my financial, okay, my push for the financial results. Because that way we will know as the members where the company is, where it's going. And obviously as members, we should have the right of saying, okay, so this is where we are right now. Maybe we should change directions. Being part of the cooperative, you know, they can't just go and make rules by themselves. Because it's a cooperative, it's not a private company. So therefore, they seriously need to come up with the reasons how they're spending the money. And, you know, this is us. So hopefully that will settle in. And that's going to bring me back to ripping off the bandage, ripping off the plaster, you know, especially if you've got a bit of hairy skin, it's going to be really sore. If currently the company has got no assets, if currently all the money that the GMs deposited into the bank account of Global Digital Cooperative in good faith for the yellow trading coin are equal to zero, you can draw your own conclusion. If GDC will decide to list YTC tomorrow, how are they going to back it up? I am not saying that they will or will not do it. All what I'm saying here right now is that there is a serious concern on my part, because from what I'm seeing, the money is hard to trace. And if something is hard to trace, something needs to be done about this. And this is what I'm saying. Reporting to SEC is the way that we can speed up the process. Make no mistake. The Global Digital Cooperative Management, they know perfectly well that we will not start the legal process, or any person will not start the legal process in USA. And the reason for it is because not a single person has got in hand the official financial reports of Global Digital Cooperative, which means we are chasing a ghost. We are chasing something that's got no value, which means that not a single lawyer will take the case on a pro bono case, okay? Because now they've got nothing to chase. They've got nothing to chase except the hearsay. So what I'm saying, and the company, I believe, they know it really well that this isn't going to happen. So an individual wanted to start the legal proceedings will have to lay out from what legwork that I've done, it's about $250,000 American dollars. It's 250,000 American dollars you're going to need to put down to start the legal proceedings, which does not guarantee us any results, which does not mean that further down the line, we will not have to cough up some more money. And I believe that nobody sitting in this room today, if they would have $250,000, would bother actually going that route. And it's like throwing good money after bad. This is where I feel the unsavory dealings are kicking in. On the other hand, I'm going to say it very clearly, playing the devil's advocate, that the management of Global Digital Cooperative, and I'm sure they are watching this video right now, going to turn around and they're going to want to prove me wrong. If they're going to want to do this, they're going to go out on a limb and they're going to say, we invested all the Bitcoins. Right now, instead of having 250 Bitcoins, we've got 500 Bitcoins. And therefore, we're going to be listing it on Coinbase because we can afford it, we can back it up and all of this. And it can be done. Okay, it can be done. They can do it tomorrow. But until such time as this will not happen, we need to see what's black and white. And to me, it is quite simple. On the official GDC website, okay, and you all know the address, which is gdc.coop. If you're going to look through the pages, there are a number of updates being done on a regular basis. But if you're going to scroll down, and this is a pretty nifty new feature that they have on, I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller so I can show it to you. Okay, just bear with me. Let me just set the whole thing up. There we go. You're going to be seeing different things. You got, and if you will right now start reading all the information that they're talking about yellow trading coin, and suddenly they're coming up with a new coin, and it's not even I'm actually quite confused about the whole description, because yellow trading coin was marketed as a coin. And I don't know if you remember how it was always compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we all went on, you know, there were bits going, how big it's going to be and how it's going to grow and all of this. And suddenly, if you're going to read very carefully through all the new information, the yellow trading coin is not a coin, it's a token, which can be exchanged for another token. So I'm not even getting the short CTC, which should be corporate trading coin. It should actually read CTT. It should read corporate trading token. But that's just me. And again, what do I know? But being on the GDC cooperative page, on the landing page, gdc.coop, do yourself a favor. As you know, I got expelled, so I've got no access to information. On this website, right down the bottom, very small print, they have contact us. And guess what? You can actually send them an email. If they will answer or not, who knows? Okay, we know that the legal at gdc.coop, we can send emails, they're not coming back, but we've got a track record that we are trying to engage with them. We're trying to do something for us to find out where we're going and what is happening and all of those. Okay, so you might want to try this and see what the reaction is going to be. I mean, ask them all those questions that you want, you know, occasionally need to answer. And I don't have those answers. I don't. I tried, I felt miserably. And even right now, when I'm pushing to get certain things done, I'm still being shut down. Okay. So use this feature, use this contact us button, and hopefully with the stream and the input of new information that is happening and new questions, maybe they will catch a wake up. The next thing that I'm going to be talking about GDC is the SEC form. SEC It's not something to play with, and I mentioned it a number of times. So before you're going to go that route, please be very careful if you want to really get involved or not. I believe that reporting Global Digital Cooperative to SEC will not bring our money back, but it might just get Global Digital Cooperative to be run as a cooperative. In this case, hey, the world is the oyster. Maybe the new management will actually deliver of what was promised. When we're going to start doing the SEC reporting, okay, you seriously need to look at the official documentation that it's available, and unfortunately, you need to use the official name of the company. Because number of people, what they actually done is they reported us as Global Digital Cooperative, and guess what? SEC is coming back and said, oops, sorry, no, it's not going to happen because the company does not exist. And in a true, there it is. In a true tradition, yes, it does not exist, because the official name of the cooperative association, okay, it's right here on the top, is Global Digital Co-op. And you see how the co-op is written? It makes all the difference. It needs to be done letter by letter. There are different things that need to be done, but you've got all the addresses that are available that you want. And when you're on this page, you actually might want to look into those dates here and draw your own conclusions. This is publicly available information. It's not something that is available only to me. Anyone can go and actually track it down. So, you know, it's public domain, public information. Look at those two things very carefully. I believe that if anything else, I'm kind of hoping that GDC will be run as a true cooperative. I'm hoping that they will deliver the liquidity for yellow trading coin. And I don't even want to go into detail why, in my train of thought, why they're trying to convert yellow trading coin to CTC. There is twofold, maybe because they want to do it, maybe because they want to list it, hopefully. Alternatively, okay, there's more way for GDC to make some cash. I'm gonna stop talking about GDC right now, okay, and I'm gonna just pause the recording to number 2. Okay, section number 2, after I finish with GDC, I'm going to be talking about live casino. If you joined any of those groups on Telegram and you've got access to Beata, then by now you obviously were part of the conversation when I, shall we say, deleted his links to his webinars, which he will be starting in half an hour. Now, live casino, what certain people like Beata came up with a great proposal that live casino will be starting cryptocurrency, and they are offering anyone with to purchase the cryptocurrency with 25% of yellow trading coin at the current price. And the current price is 47 cents. I'm going to round it off to 50 for easier calculation. 25, and the minimum input here is $100. $100, okay, 25%, $25. And yes, you will get certain cryptocurrency in the pre-ICO stages. I want you to read between the lines here. Live casino is a multi-level marketing system. You get paid by earnings from someone else. Okay, so if you are into multi-level marketing, that could be just the thing for you. But I want to blow the bubble of how generous live casino is. $25 okay, would be 50 yellow trading coins. So 50 yellow trading coins, or maybe 60, will come off your account when you purchase $100. So you need to part with 100 real American dollars, fiat money, and with, shall we say, 50 yellow trading coin. If this is a great exchange, okay, to me it isn't. Because to me, to the time when I will liquidate the couple of million of my YTCs, okay, someone will be far better off and I'll be still sitting in a risk factor. So for me, the 50 coins are not even worth, you know, an effort, but this is me. Again, if you are into multi-level marketing, this might be just the thing for you. So if it is, join him at 9 o'clock as he will be presenting the opportunity of it. And to see, maybe it is for you. I just want us to be really very clear. If we are looking at this web page, and I've done this Zoom meeting again, what to look out for. I mean, we get the inviting link and what's on it. There's absolutely no information whatsoever. I can swap this to English. There you go. Okay. And what? I need to register first to get some kind of an information. I'm done. I am done of sharing my information with the public for someone else to have use in my database and to receive a brilliant emails of what do I do and what don't I do. If you are into gambling, that could be just the thing for you. I'm not. Okay, I gambled with yellow trading coin and I've seen my backside. All right, so there it goes. So this is my trained thoughts of live casinos. I'm talking to you about live casinos because of this great hype that was created, how great it is, because we can pay 25% with yellow trading coin. If you want to get involved with another potential cryptocurrency, you might want to consider the risk factor and do it. All what I'm saying here is I'm done believing how great opportunity for the YTC holders it is, because to me, it isn't. All right. So this is the live casino being done. Again, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, we're going to the last section of this evening, which is Zoidpay. Zoidpay, and again, I'm going to be sharing the screen with you. Okay, Zoidpay. As I said beforehand, Zoidpay was the big mouth as a learning curve in cryptocurrency, because I believe that being involved in yellow trading coin, we were simply too naive. We were too blind. We were too trusting. For me, Zoidpay was always a risk factor. And the way that what I mean by risk factor, and the way that I was telling people, spend the 10, spend the $100 and learn how the others are doing it. Get an education from the basics up. You know, I started with Zoidpay in the pre-ICO stages. They listed on one exchange, they changed to another exchange, they changing from Tomo, change ERC21 into blockchain ERC20. There's a lot of things happening. And this is what happens in cryptocurrencies. As it develops, as it's being promoted, as it being exposed to more and more exchanges, it grows in value. Okay. And you know, it goes through ups and it goes through downs. And I was always saying, if you invest into Zoidpay, treat it as an educational curve. So we will not be caught again, or at least we will know the risks. We will know what to ask for. We will know what questions to ask. Okay, so there it is. That was it. Now, If you are involved in ZoidPay, please will you be nice to me and just press 7. I promise you the chat box is not going to be reflected on a public forum. Okay, and so you can just knock yourself out. And if you are involved in ZoidPay, it's a cryptocurrency that's already listed. You by now you might want to have a ZoidPay wallet on your phone, which is in ERC21. There is a number of information being shared because they now are swapping to US dollars, okay, where you're going to be able to trade it with US dollars, and a lot of interesting and exciting things are happening with ZoidPay. But this is what I want you to look at. This is a ZoidPay webpage. If you're going to scroll down, okay, and I'm going to go all the way down, they do have a contact details. They don't have a lot of things that I always talk about, like where are the financials? You know, they've got the roadmap and whatever else. And no, they are not displaying the financials as yet. But what is happening? They've got a track record. And the track record you can see on CoinGecko. Okay, let me just refresh this. Let's see what's happening here. Just going to refresh this, but I think it's the right amount. And this is what I want you to look at. Currently, Yellow Trading Coin is trading at, shall we say, 83 cents. 83 cents, and if you're going to look at it, it actually over the 24 hours, it lost 5% in value. But this is so much bigger, and in comparison with Yellow Trading Coin, this is where ZoidPay really scores. Because if any one of you were lucky enough to get involved and buy ZoidPay at the time at 15 cents, and it was, I believe, 30% payment with Yellow Trading Coin, okay, then you actually bought it at 10 cents. So over a period of a year, you've got 800% more that you paid for it, right? Which is quite a thing. But what is more important than anything else, and at least to me, and this is again my opinion, is that when you look at this whole scenario, there is a trade volume. There is a record of it going up, going down, which means there is something to build the expectations. There is something to show that this is not just, you know, a pie in the sky, but there are people out there that buying and selling Yellow ZoidPay. And this is what makes sense. This is what to me it is. And if you're going to look at the market cap, and if you're going to see that 24-hour trading volume is sitting at $662,000, can you imagine that Yellow Trading Coin would have that type of a trade? Even at 10, 15 cents, I'm not even talking about 80 cents, what ZoidPay is performing. But there is a track record, and this is what is important. They, you know, the team, if you will be joining Twitter, if you they're very active on Twitter. They do have this information center as well. So if you're going to go to zoidpay.com, I really want you to look into this. And they've got this funny last M right here at the bottom of the page, which is the medium.com page, where they do share a lot of information. This, you know, the scary part about this, and this is where you can catch up on everything, what they said, what they've done, how they're doing, and it's really quite an educational thing. And I promise you, I'm trying to keep everything there, and I can't. I simply cannot keep up with the whole lot, but they do have something of a referral base where you can go and you can start reading and experimenting. And yes, you can join them on the YouTube channel because they do have the normal social media presentations as well, like your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Telegram, YouTube, and then Medium. What I want, and again, most probably it is a very unfair comparison between ZoidPay and Yellow Trading Coin, but they all had the same expectations. They all wanted to do the same thing. The difference is that one actually went out and done it, ZoidPay listed, ZoidPay traded. So even if you bought it at the low and they listed, and it was where, you know, people who bought in a pre-ICO stages at 15 cents, like me, okay. And then it took a dive, serious dive, and was selling, it was trading at 4 cents. I'm thinking, yeah, I was not a happy camper. You stick it out. And this is what you need to understand about trading. There is a long-term and there's a short-term vision. If short-term doesn't, if you only are looking at the trading, you better be sharp at it and you better have, you know, guts to do it. If you are looking at the long-term investment, those downs might not shake you as badly because you will always think that within the next 6 months, 12 months, it will turn around, which ZoidPay team done. And they've done it incredibly well. The next thing which I really like about ZoidPay is that all the graphics that are being shared are done by official ZoidPay team. So when they appear on Twitter, on LinkedIn, excuse me, all what I have to do is share it further down the line with my own comment. I don't have to look into graphics. I don't have to think about graphics. It's simple click of the button, share. And I think it's one of those things that drove ZoidPay to success, which most probably it is not as quick as we would like, because like me, I'm greedy and I like everything now, instantaneous. And I was born before the year 2000. Scary stuff. I want you to look into it. I want you to get educated. I want you to have a comparison scale to what might happen when you will decide to get involved in new cryptocurrency, when you're going to be buying in the pre-ICO stages. And, you know, occasionally, and I'm thinking back, for argument's sake, 15 years ago, you were doing certain shares and you were getting, for argument's sake, 1 Bitcoin just by inviting one person to know about Bitcoin. Or if you went into mining and you were doing the mining, okay, and you were getting Bitcoins really for nothing at the time. I mean, right now, I bet half of you nobody would be sitting in the room. Isn't that amazing? We would be all jolling somewhere in a location of our choice. So look at stuff slightly differently. And to me, it's not about not taking risks. It's about doing the calculated risk. It's about taking the calculated risk. And I think this is what will differentiate you as an investor from now on. That you will not be caught into this hype of promise of what will happen, but you will know perfectly well that investing, shall we say 100 Rand, 1,000 Rand, this is the money that I'm risking. And yeah, it could be a long-term investment, it could be a short-term investment, or I could lose it all, but I can still live with this. And this is where the secret lies. If you are bold enough, the rewards might be huge. Unfortunately, you need to know those risks. And what I'm saying here, wherever, with whomever you will get involved, know your risks. Because I think the biggest failure that all of us have done with Yellow Trading Coin is that we trusted the person that presented the brilliant idea. We trust that whatever this person was saying, we can pass on this information in good faith. So it will happen because we trust that this person will deliver. So next time, take corrections of it. That this person who is telling you stuff in good faith might be just under the same la cloud as the rest of us. So minimize your risk, make your investment count, take calculated risks. Okay. So I presented a couple of things to you today. I will not take much of your time any further. I'm going to stop sharing the screen and I will stop recording. It is the 2nd of May, 2022. It was my presentation for tonight about ripping the plaster off. My name is Beata. Bye for now.